Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for quarterfinal fight number 4 in Jason Suddy's King of the Ring 8-man Eliminator Series. Tonight brought to you by Growtech. This fight is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds of kickboxing action with an extra round in play in case of a draw. This fight is brought to you by Wildlife.
Well, there is no doubt who will be the crowd favourite.
Right, fighters, first of all, you both must be able to protect yourselves at all times. You're listening to my instructions. When I call break, stop what you're doing, step away from each other until I say fight. Shake hands, back in the corner.
Well, the height advantage to Arshia Ebadi. He's clearly a crowd favourite. The crowd has well and truly come to life.
I'll go, Rich.
Jesse Morrow, though, Jesse Morrow Wilson, rather. He is a southpaw. He has a lot of tricks in his book. And it will be interesting to see how Ebadi will handle the extra weight. Interesting too, Dan, a lot of pressure on a young man. He's handled it well so far. We saw that last time out in King of the Ring against his first international opponent from China.
Yeah, you definitely, from hearing him speak and in interviews, he's an incredibly confident young man. You know, he has found a lot of success. So I don't think he's going to get struck by any of this. You can see the focus on his face. He handles these big situations very well.
Ready, time!
Round 1.
There we go, he starts off with a left knee, hit him with the right hand early. They didn't give Jesse Morrow any time to get into range. Nice little right hook there from Morrow, coming from the southpaw stance. Let's see how Ebadi deals with the southpaw. They will be working the lead hand. And you've obviously fought a southpaw recently, Dan, and it's a different proposition when you've got one in front of you.
Yeah, just moving away from, you know, the power side is on the opposite side. He's got to be circling to his left away from Morrow's power.
He is actually drifting into Arshia Ebadi's power. He will probably get cautioned for that.
You can't trouble. You can't trouble. Understand?
Ebadi, he's fired up. Make no mistake, he's 20 years old, but he is a killer. Jesse Wilson just slipped that right hand. Going high again with the left kick. Ebadi, a left kick of his own. He needs to be cautious about that left kick to the body, though, because it does expose him to a counter left hand.
It's a good tactic from Ebadi off the bat. You know, it's a bit of a mind game when you get out there and you start the fight aggressive. You can put that into your opponent's mind, and some opponents get made a little bit gun shy when you do so that. So yeah, it's a very interesting tactic.
There is that kick catch and counter, and it does expose you a little bit when you kick off that left leg against the southpaw. Nice inside thigh kick. Both of the boys trading shots. Both of them are evading the rear hand well, slipping the right hand or slipping the left hand, depending on which stance you're up. Ebadi just trying to counter with that left kick, just setting him off balance. Good head movement, that's one thing that characterises Ebadi's work. He is very elusive, good boxing skills, not necessarily a heavy puncher.
Yeah, well, he's not a heavy puncher at the lighter weights. I'm interested to see, you know, once he does land clean, to see if he carries a little bit more power at the higher weight.
Well, he learned from the first dump, didn't execute the second. Listen to the referee. Exchange of left hands there. He's the quicker of the two, Ebadi. But Jesse Morrow Wilson, a little bit more powerful, you can see. He's a very orthodox southpaw. Nice, crisp counters there from Ebadi.
Yeah, there's a good adjustment from Morrow Wilson. You know, Ebadi was slipping his straight left hand to the outside, so instead he faked it and followed it up with the kick. So good eyes, good adjustment, and showing his experience.
And a sharp right hand there. And again, that was a probing right hand. And you can see him showing the left hand there, Dan. He's showing the left hand. Sometimes he's going with the kick. Little check hook to finish the round. Well, that's an interesting round. For mine, Morrow Wilson, maybe the heaviest shots landed. Well, there's some good work very early on from Ebadi. Sharp shooting as he does from the outside. As the round wore on, he wore a couple of those heavy left kicks and a couple of right hands, but was very crisp, as Dan Hangman said, with his boxing work.
So I've
Looks
just
like
seen...
there is a bit of blood in the corner. Dan, have you been watching that?
Yeah, I've just seen on the left leg of Morrow Wilson, he's got about an inch-long gash on his shin. So whether he kicked an elbow or kicked a knee, it's opened up a pretty big gash. So whether he makes it through this fight and on to the next one is going to be very difficult for him.
And it is his left leg as well. You can see him straight away. He's going to the right kick with his low kick there. Obviously a bit cautious with that left leg. Ebadi, that head movement there. Morrow throwing the left hand. Ebadi making him miss. That will already, you can see he's not kicking with the left leg at all. Ebadi just slick on the inside.
I feel like it's a lot more active round from Morrow Wilson. That does generally happen when an experienced fighter is hurt, or it may be a fight-ending cut if that thing continues to grow. So he's pushing the action on, and he's not leaving it. He's not leaving it in the hands of the doctor.
Counter left hook there from Ebadi. Ebadi has started his gamesmanship, dropping the hands, moving his head. And Morrow Wilson just reminded him he could kick with the left leg. He poked that left leg up high, something Ebadi does need to be cautious of. Very well matched. This is a highly talented division. Interestingly, Morrow Wilson doubled up on his left hand there. He's quite happy to stand inside the pocket at times. And just with Ebadi's foot on his outside, which is a little unconventional for a lot of southpaws. A lot of claret coming from that left shin of Morrow Wilson. And that one partially taken on the gloves. Ebadi coming back though, stealing the point. He did eat a left hand on the way in, but got the better of that exchange.
Good back and forth round in this one. Morrow Wilson not using that left leg as much as he would like, I think, due to the cut. A left leg or a big left kick from a southpaw is one of your best defensive weapons. So that's, it's going to be difficult to stop Ebadi coming forward and pressuring once he does notice that that left kick's not there.
Ebadi, nice and evasive, gets himself off the ropes. He doesn't want to be there against a physically bigger man. Morrow Wilson has landed a lot of those low kicks, though, with the right leg. And that could tell later in the tournament, depending on who goes through. Ebadi, lovely work, crisp boxing. Got to be cautious he doesn't work into a knee, though. Nice little tie, clinch and turn. So Ebadi, when he starts showboating those techniques up the middle, straight left hand there, very crisp. He has to be cautious, another left hand, but good eyes from Ebadi. Well, crisp boxing work from Ebadi. Heavier shots once again from Morrow Wilson. Very hard round to pick again. This time I liked Ebadi, Dan. Chris Martin, one of New Zealand's most experienced boxing trainers in Ebadi's corner. You can see the value of that, the way he put his punches together. And look, we're split here at the commentary box. Of course, this is very, very unofficial. We're calling the fight, not judging it. Just trying to give you an indication. And it will depend on what the judges like. Do they like the power and the aggression? Do they like the crisp handiwork? And sometimes in a close fight, that can make all the difference. This is the third and a final round. Jesse Morrow Wilson, he has the multicolour here. He is the southpaw. Ebadi, the welterweight king in the ring. Beautiful head movement. He started to check that low kick. You can see he's got a bit of reddening on his lead thigh. Slapped him with that. And another left hook. That's good work from Ebadi. You can see his variety there. Gets good elevation. Like to see Morrow Wilson just drop that left hand to the right shoulder of Ebadi. He's on point now, isn't he, Dan?
Yeah, he's definitely in Ebadi round to start. He's making him miss, making him pay. He's looking very sharp, and for mine, he's found his weight class. He's looking good here. I would not like to see him cut back down to the 68 kilo. I think at 75, he's grown into the weight class, and he looks very natural at this weight.
Morrow Wilson's going to more of his Thai origins, because Ebadi has just really found his range. He's pouring it on. He probably knows it's a close fight. Eats a left hand there, but he's looked very crisp, and he's veering his attack too. He's controlling the rhythm of the fight now. Just needs to be cautious, watching those whipping head kicks coming up. But this is what we want to see too from a guy who's going to go on and win the tournament. He knows where he needs to put the pressure on. He knows how to close out a fight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he did in that second round make Morrow Wilson miss a lot, and when you do miss, especially on hard shots, it does make you tired, and it slows you down and makes you hesitant to commit.
He just about walked into a shot there, Morrow Wilson. Check hooked himself out of trouble. But Ebadi's been very crisp, and he's got eyes, a little bit reminiscent of Adesanya in the way he just makes you miss, controls the tempo, makes you feel like you're about to hit, and then counters you beautifully. And that was sharp, lovely little right hand, moved his head on the outside as well. And you can see
he's finding his angles, he's feinting on his way in, he's changing his attacks every time. It's a very diverse offense from Ebadi in this round.
Well, this is the most clear round so far. It's been two very closely contested rounds. Straight left hand there from Morrow Wilson. And he's confident now. He's felt a bit of that power. And the thing is, I think that Ebadi's gathered the data. He's confident now. He's got his read on. And Morrow Wilson just a little bit too methodical, a little bit too predictable in his speed. Lovely little left hook there. And Ebadi finishes imperious, dismissive, chin up in the air.
After 3 rounds of kickboxing action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision where we find a draw. We're gonna go one more round! One more round!
Those close early rounds. Arshia Ebadi closed out the show. He now needs to keep composed. He was surprised by the decision. And that is the 10-point must system. It's all about how you score the rounds. They stay 10-9. Ebadi just needs to be composed. Chris Martin in his corner, just setting his man down. Our first extension round of the night. And look, let's see if Jesse Morrow Wilson can just let it all hang out in this final round. And also, I guess, Dan, whether Ebadi, he thought he won, whether he can pick up his game again and remain sharp in that fourth.
Yeah, well, Ebadi in the third and the last had, you know, found his timing, found his rhythm, found his range, and he was really starting to pick things up and turn things on. So if he has found that and he can stay focused and stay composed, it should be very interesting.
Well, both these guys aren't breathing heavily. And let's see. This is winner takes all, the fourth and final round. Ebadi now coming with the pressure. Nice little uppercut. He's really trying to push the pace. Nice little second phase there from Ebadi. Caught Morrow Wilson. Sharp little 1-2 after catching the kick. Ebadi is a fighter who looks best when he's counter-fighting and making you miss, but he's forced into this position where he has to push the pace now. Morrow Wilson too. He dropped that left hand down to the chest. That's a nice adjustment from him, Dan. Oh, they looked at the referee. Protect yourselves at all times. Ebadi, beautiful work there. Just changed his angles, worked well. Morrow Wilson is going back to his Thai origins, looking for that clinch. Lovely spearing teep with the right leg from Ebadi. Lead hand play, straight left hand. Ebadi's worn it well though.
Yeah, Morrow Wilson, obviously, you know, he's found that he's got success when he goes first, when he doesn't react to the, you know, the looks of Ebadi. When he just pulls the trigger and steps in and goes, he's shutting down a lot of Ebadi's game.
Ebadi just looking to set him up, trying to catch him off the drift there. It's Morrow Wilson still keeping him honest. He's landed a couple of those straight. That was a nice little right hand off the break as well. But he's landed a couple of those straight left hands. Ebadi's just got to be careful about giving away too many of those leg kicks. Lovely little left uppercut, right hand from Ebadi. Sharp right hand, then the uppercut, left hook to follow. Good work from Ebadi, picking his shots well. Slipped beautifully. Not a lot of fighters can do that, Dan, just slipping on the outside, coming in with the uppercut on the inside. Really nice reads. And then he's using that right hand lead just as a probing jab. Got a little bit of sting on it.
And 20 seconds left in the fight. Razor close. Someone needs to do something big if they want to seal this.
I feel like Ebadi's landed the cleaner shots, but forward pressure has caught the judge's attention tonight.
Definitely landed the cleaner punches, but just gave away a few too many of those kicks. I think in this one, a few too many of those leg kicks.
Let's hope that doesn't come to bite him. I still think he's done enough to win that round, but you have to have the urgency because the judges don't reward you for showboating, even though it is, I guess, ring control, but it's one of the last criteria as you have a look at it. Looks like Lieutenant Dan is ready to make the announcement.
Fighters to the center ring, please. One more time, good people, give these folks a round of applause. What do you say? After 4 rounds of kickboxing action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision where we find a majority decision winner. For your winner, fighting out of the red corner, Arshia Ebadi!
It does mean that one of the judges drew that final round, which does make me surprised. But look, I think the right man has gone through. Good performance from Ebadi, a little bit of a fright for him.